and welcome to ECCB Connects, a program produced by the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank to share with you who we are, what we do, and how we serve you. It's International Women's Day, and the ECCB joins the global community in celebrating women everywhere, especially the women across the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union. The focus for this year's observance is on the women who are driving digital innovation and technological advancement. Stay with us to meet some of the women who are driving technology in our ECCB member countries. We'll be right back after this message.
Celebrating ECCB at 40.
Did you know that Eastern Caribbean Central Bank began operations on October 1st, 1983, following the signing of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank Agreement on July 5th, 1983? The ECCB replaced the East Caribbean Currency Authority, which was established in 1965. Now you know, celebrating ECCB at 40.
Welcome back. Imagine trying to connect with your loved ones overseas for weeks and not getting through because of a technical issue. Maybe you're trying to make a bank transaction online, or you're logging in to do a final exam for your online course without any luck. Frustrating, isn't it? When you face these challenges, what is the gender of the person you call to assist? In most cases than not, that person would be a male. The tech industry continues to be male-dominated, and for International Women's Day this year, the United Nations is calling for gender equality in the field of technology. Under the theme DigitAll, Innovation and Technology for Gender Equality, we join the UN to recognize and celebrate the women and girls who are championing the advancement of transformative technology and digital education. We invite you to take a trip with us across our ECCB member countries to meet the women who are at the forefront of technology. They share with us their passion for IT and the excitement and challenges of working in the field.
I have to say, from a very young age, I had access to computers. So my dad had a computer, a really old one. It looked nothing like the computers we see today. So it wasn't slim and sleek. I mean, it probably looked very, innovative at the time, but nothing like what we know today. And my sister and I, we used to pretend to operate a doctor shop on this very old, very archaic computer. And those early interactions with that computer are really what sparked an interest in technology for me. What about you, Risa? What would you say sparked your curiosity in technology?
My interest was piqued a lot later in life. During college, I did a course called software engineering, and I was really interested in the project management aspect of things, especially the life cycle development. And I just thought it was really cool to be able to have a conception and be able to program and put it together and have the actual product just as you had imagined. So that's how I initially got started into computer science.
I love working in the field of technology because it gives you an opportunity to find solutions to what we would call issues or challenges, so everyday situations. So imagine, you have persons going into a bank every day and standing in a line. Technology provides the opportunity to remove the line, and two, give people the comfort of being able to transact their business right from the comfort of their homes.
Getting into technology was actually fueled by the need to solve problems with innovative solutions. I don't have a background in science or technology, and of the 3 other ladies from the Caribbean who form part of the CropMate team, only one of us actually has a background in science. But we've come together because of the need to help farmers react quickly to save their crops and to save income in this era of climate change. And for us, this is only one of the many problems we hope to solve.
My interest for information technology started when I was younger, but I had a nice young teacher by the name of Merton Daniel at convent school, and he actually influenced me a little bit more to get into the field.
Form 5, my first time ever coding. There was just something about seeing the way your favorite game worked and feeling like I had the potential to create something as well that just influenced me.
Well, it definitely keeps you on your toes. With how dynamic the field is, technology is always changing, and this calls for us to constantly be doing courses and keeping up to date with the latest technologies and advances.
I have to agree with Risa. It's very fast-paced. Some aspects of the job move faster than others. Some streams definitely move faster than others. But where we are right now, Risa and I, in network infrastructure, it's very fast-paced. It's essentially the bed of technology, of all the technology that's in use at the ECCB. And so we find ourselves very busy on a very regular basis, trying to keep up with all of the goings-on, as Risa mentioned, trying to keep all of the bank's operations working as they should, as well as trying to keep abreast of new technologies. It's very exciting, it's very fast-paced, and I think we would have it no other way.
I love when there are situations where I have to think on my feet. In IT, all the errors and stuff that you get are not always the same. So you always have to remember your intake and remember how to get things done and get solutions quick on your feet.
Interesting and amazing. Tech is everywhere in every sector, and this means having the opportunity to work with different organizations and institutions on a wide variety of projects.
It's refreshing. Learning and understanding how little pieces and components come together to bring something to life is quite thrilling. And even more for me as someone with a business background who's so aware of the need to always keep your user in mind, being part of the technological process now allows me to ensure that we stay on track. Because in doing so, not only do we save time and money, but ultimately we solve the problem for our user.
Skills gap and access to resources. Also having to constantly keep abreast of new things, topics, and practice your skills. And new technology is always coming out at a faster pace. Just trying to keep up with all of it can be a lot.
Challenges would be that persons don't really appreciate you as a woman having solutions. It's, you wouldn't find it all the time because I have a supervisor that is a woman, so that's a plus for me. But there are a lot of persons that don't appreciate your solutions because it's coming from a woman. But as time goes by, I hope that can be faded away.
Being a woman in the field of information technology has never really been an easy task. people have always considered, information technology to be something that men would do and not women. They never saw women as being network administrators, more as persons who sit behind a computer doing word processing. And now we have more than exceeded the expectations of going to network administrators. We're now CEO, we're now project managers of major IT companies. And so while we are breaking the glass ceiling, but still you find that you have to constantly be trying to get a voice in. You go to meetings and the meetings are more, you find more men at those meetings, and sometimes as the only woman in the room, you have to speak louder so that you can be heard.
In developing this solution, getting funding and staying within budget have been challenges for us. As you know, technology is not cheap in our region. So we were really fortunate to get picked up by Compete Caribbean, who allowed us to bring our prototype to life and test it with the end user to make sure that it is market ready.
You may get up expecting to come to work and have a regular routine day, but then there may be an incident or something that we need to keep ahead of that really takes us away and keeps our energies focused on that particular task at hand.
I have to agree, Risa. I think not knowing, while it's fun and exhilarating waking up every morning knowing that there's a new exciting experience in store for you, sometimes those new and exciting experiences, you don't always get to wrap your hands around them fully and get them under control. And so sometimes those days, the days when those things happen, when those experiences play out that way, are certainly a challenge, because at the end of every day, you really want to know that you dotted all your I's, you crossed all your T's, and you did all the things that you needed to do to the very best of your abilities. And sometimes the challenges prove to be more than you in a particular day. But we try our best.
At the beginning of my career, I felt very intimidated. There were times when I wanted to express my ideas, my opinions, but I felt like I was being ignored or not listened to. And for a lot of young people in ICT, I think it's a major challenge, because you need to be confident. You need to know that there are no bad ideas, and you can always confidently express your ideas. You may be in a meeting room filled with men or boys, and you may not want to speak up because you have a different opinion. Women in ICT are needed because we do think sometimes a little different from men, and it adds to the value of whatever solutions are being delivered. So although these things are challenges, we have to remain confident and comfortable in ourselves. We have to always keep abreast of all the information and data and studies out there to ensure that as soon as we step into a room, we are able to confidently communicate what we know.
My advice for young girls who are trying to get into the field of information technology, to don't stop at the door. Keep knocking until the door opens for you. So don't just see yourself as the status quo of being a secretary or being a typist to somebody. See yourself as a network administrator. See yourself as a CEO of one of the big IT companies. See yourself, being even owning your own IT company and giving other young girls the opportunity to exceed. And so start those little IT groups, the STEM groups, start those Girls in ICT movements that will help you to get a foot in. As I said, not just stay at the door, but enter the door and to create your own niche for young girls, yourself, and for other young girls coming up.
Go for it. Literally go for IT. This is a huge industry with a wide range of careers and focus. Find a path that interests you. Do you like working with your hands? Then maybe that's something in engineering. Are you a problem solver? Then maybe coding is your thing. The goal is to educate, equip, and empower women and girls with the necessary skills and confidence for them to succeed in tech.
Information technology is not just about knowing how to fix a computer and coding. It's a broad atmosphere. So you have to know how to choose. You could be in the networking, you could be in applications. There are different places for you to fit. So you will be very fine in there. So don't be discouraged.
If you want to get into technology, go for it. Don't think you don't have the background for it. Look at the ladies of crop meat. We're agro-processors, we're farmers, we're businesswomen, we're innovators. We understood the farmers' need and we answered their call. So if you're passionate about solving problems or creating new things, let that drive you and go for it.
First off, young ladies, what a time to be alive, right? The access to technology, it is everywhere. It is in your homes, it is in your workplaces, it is in the streets, even when you go out to have fun. Technology is everywhere. So this is a really, really exciting and opportunistic time to take up an interest in technology. And Risa touched on her interest being piqued by software development? Software engineering, and I think you also touched on some project management aspect of it. And so one thing I want to leave our young female listeners with, and the men too, is that there's a space for everyone in technology, but as this is International Women's Day, women, remember, there is a place for everyone in technology. It doesn't necessarily require that you have very strong software development skills or even network engineering skills. There are jobs there's a space for everyone, regardless of your skill sets. And we definitely need to stand up and be represented and to let the world know that it's time to put this stereotype to bed, that technology is a field for men only.
And building on what Janelle said, there are so many resources available for young women and men today, and there's so many different fields that we can specialize in. So don't be afraid. You don't have to know everything right off the bat. You just have to be willing to learn, and with the right attitude and with the right supportive team, you can definitely do it. Happy International Women's Day!
We've come to the end of this episode of ECCB Connects, where we joined the global community in observing International Women's Day. In keeping with this year's United Nations focus on the women driving innovation and digital technology, we featured some of the women from our ECCB member countries who are at the forefront of technology. Thank you so much for watching, and we invite you to connect with us next week for another episode of ECCB Connects.